some sort of mistake. Phil wouldn't possibly run off with Beth.
Oh, no, there's no mistake. You just read Philip's note.
No, I don't have to read nothing. I knew it. I warned everybody about Philip weeks ago, and I was right.
Flight 826 to Seattle will be departing from Gate 1 in 5 minutes.
Thank you very much.
No trouble at all. I was glad to be in help.
We really appreciate it. Really do.
Yes, thank you very much. You're welcome. Oh, by the way, I hope you and your lovely wife have a very successful journey.
I'm sure we will. Thanks again.
Well, good luck. Thank you.
Come on, let's go grab a couple of seats here. I think we're just about set. I don't think we're going to have to wait too long. I got our boarding passes with our assigned seats. Watch it. We got some folks coming here. Excuse us. To the left. To the left. And luggage has already been checked, so I don't think we're going to have to wait that long to board. Let me just sit down for a minute. Come straight back. Well, by the way. Check this out.
Yeah. This is the first time I've been out, in public, since the accident.
Yeah, I knew it.
It's a lot harder than I thought it would be. I don't think I can get through this. I don't think I could go to New York.
Herbert. Have you seen Herbert? Charlie and I were wondering why the two of you weren't at breakfast.
Had a rough night last night, huh, Myrtle?
Look, if either one of you see Fletcher, Herbert, would you please tell him to meet me in the room?
Sure, just hurry back.
Yeah, no
Claire, wait!
It's true.
You're damn right it's true. I could have told you a week ago that Philip would have pulled something like this.
How could he do this? He knows she needs constant medical attention.
He doesn't care. You know what I think? I don't think Philip wants Beth to get well.
No, that's not true, Blue Jack.
Yes,
Not at
it
all.
is. He wants her to stay blind so that she stays dependent.
No, you're wrong. He's been wonderful with her. He's been very attentive and very kind.
Yeah, very full of it. Don't you see that that is part of his act? I know how that guy's mind works.
Come on, look. Now, don't you both think you're jumping to conclusions?
Why do you say that?
This note isn't very specific. There might be a reasonable explanation for what Philip did.
Yeah, there is an explanation in here. The explanation is this. Philip wanted Beth, Philip got Beth, period.
I just don't see how that's possible. I told you before. We spent the night together. We talked about the future. We discussed marriage.
You and Philip? You discussed marriage last night?
Yes, seriously.
Nothing is serious with that guy. He's a con artist. He'll promise you anything as long as he knows it'll go his way.
I think Blue Jack may be right, India. Philip will do almost anything to get what he wants, especially where Beth's concerned. He's always been very possessive of her, almost obsessed. But I really thought after the accident he'd changed. I mean, he seemed to be keeping some distance from her, but I guess he wasn't helping her. No, I was wrong.
That's it. Now I'm calling the cops.
Oh, no. You cannot call the police.
Why not? It's kidnapping.
And after that, he's taken her away from here once before. They're both over 18. You have to have proof that Philip took Beth by force.
Listen, I'm not going to sit around here and wait for that phone to ring again.
The best thing to do is to find out where they are and talk them into coming home. Now, where would Philip take Beth? Do either of you have any idea?
New York? New York?
In New York, they sold the sketches, they did a mime act, and they had this friend named Nick who let them use the prop room of the theater in Central Park as a place to live. They were gone for almost 2 months that time.
That doesn't really sound great. Why would Beth want to go back, especially now she's blind?
Linda, you don't understand. Beth was very sheltered before Philip came into her life. I mean, my husband wouldn't let her do a lot of things that most girls her age could do. He was very strict with her. So, New York really changed her a lot. I mean, she looked on New York as an adventure, a romantic adventure.
Yeah, and Beth's a real pushover when it comes to romance. You know, I bet Philip right now is pushing all those old buttons with Beth, trying to get her to feel what she did before they broke up.
They were very much in love. At least they thought they were. When they were in New York, they even had a kind of wedding.
Kind of wedding?
Well, it was a ceremony they made up and they exchanged vows. It really meant a lot to them both at the time.
You know, what Philip wants is to take Beth to New York so that they can pick up the pieces where they left off a year ago.
I think Blue Jack's right. I really do.
Where would they be staying in New York? Do you have any idea? Do they have any friends there?
No. The only person Beth ever mentioned was that nice old man named Nick, and it was certainly didn't have a permanent address from what she said.
You know, we do have one lead, though. That's his sports car. That ought to be easy to spot.
No, he wouldn't take the car. It's too long a drive and what with Beth's condition. They would take a plane.
Well, then if you're right, we could head him off at the airport, right? Let's go. Let's get out of here.
Well, wait a minute, Beth. You were all set to go to New York a little while ago. What happened?
Mr. Ernest Shaheen.
It's just too much.
Please pick up the nearest passenger service phone.
Do you know when you left me before to check in the luggage?
Please pick up the nearest
It was so scary. All the people and the noise.
San Diego.
No, it's not your fault. You can't be with me.
every minute.
Yeah, I know, but I should have... This is...
No, you can't go with me every place either. We want the ladies' room.
Hey, I thought we did pretty well in the ladies' room. That woman was very nice.
Well, I hate waiting for strangers to come by and take me to the bathroom.
I understand that, Ben, but, you know, you want to be independent. And if you're going to accomplish that, you're going to have to swallow a little bit of your pride at first. You're going to have to take help from people that you don't know when you need it. The only place that you're not going to need help like that is in the four walls of your mom's house. That the kind of independence you want?
No,
Well,
but I hate strangers feeling sorry for me.
yeah, I know. Just try to take it easy on them. You know, they mean well. This is dumb. You know, we're talking about this as if it's a permanent condition. It's not. This is not a permanent adjustment you have to make here. We're going to see Dr. Rubin in New York, and he's going to do something for us.
Dr. Champion is a very good doctor, too.
Yeah, Rubin is the best. He wrote the book I've been reading, Beth.
But we don't even know if he'll accept me as a patient.
Of course he will. I'll make sure of that.
Child named Betty.
I'll go call him right now if you want me to. I'll make the appointment.
Betty's mother, please come to
What don't you know?
desk in the main terminal.
I don't know if I should even leave Springfield. I mean, my mother's going to be really worried. Blue Jack.
Beth, now you already made the decision about Blue Jack.
I know, but it's not that easy.
I realize that, but you got to remember what you said about how he holds you back. Remember?
I know. You're right. It takes too much out of me to argue all the time.
Right.
And I don't feel safe around him.
Damn it, Beth, for once in your life, you got to think about yourself. The only thing that's important right now is that you get well. Got to think about the future. Blue Jack is part of the past. Look, I'm going to go make that appointment right now, okay? I'll be right back. You good, baby? Some good news.
What?
Dr. Rubin will see us tomorrow.
Good.
Hey, you okay? This is all right, isn't it? This is what you want to do.
You were right. I have to concentrate on the future.
How is he, Doctor?
Patient's lost a great deal of blood.
But he is going to recover, eh, Doc?
Oh, yes.
And, just how soon will I be able to speak with him?
We used a general anesthetic when we removed the bullet.
Was that bad, huh? Where exactly was he shot?
Trapezius. Right side of the neck. Just missed the spinal column.
Hey, lucky for him.
Mm-hmm. He should be coming around pretty soon now.
Good. Because I have a lot of questions I want to ask him.
Annabelle? Annabelle?
Doctor, how did this man get here?
A worker from the rum distillery found Mr. Reardon. There was lots of blood. He brought him here immediately.
How did you identify Mr. Reardon?
He was conscious when he arrived. Had plenty of identification on him.
Did he say anything about what happened?
No. But I don't think it would be robbery. There was plenty of money, too.
I am certain it wasn't robbery.
He's from the States, you know.
I know. I have met him before.
Really? When?
This morning he came into the station house with some wild story about murder and kidnapped relatives. Well, I guess now it wasn't so far-fetched.
June? Annabelle? Run? Wife was trying to kill you? Run!
Somebody call the help, please! They've got Butcher! Somebody help! Somebody help me, please! Could you please call the help? Ramsey, knock it off, will you? Ramsey! Stop it! Ramsey! Somebody help, please! Please call the help! They're after Butcher! Please, somebody help! No! Oh! You! Move out of the way! They're fighting! I need a fight! Please, I'm a doctor! Let me have the fight! I'll bring you back, I promise! Thanks! Ramsey, you're in trouble now! Ramsey, I'm not kidding! I'm sorry, Ramsey! Please come over!
Why don't we ever have any fun like that?
Help me! Help me! Help! Stand there! Help me! Please! Somebody call for help!
Will you pull over? Huh? Just pull over! Please! Stop! Will you pull over? Pull over, Ramsey!
Help! Help! Would you call for help?
Pull over!
Help! Somebody help! Somebody help me, please!
Where am I? In a hospital. What?
I got shot.
You know, you are a lucky man to be alive.
Is that bad?
You lost a great deal of blood. We're giving you something for the pain. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember coming to the hospital?
Vaguely, I remember you. You told me where the Abbey was, right?
Codrington Abbey.
Yeah.
Did you get there?
Yeah?
And what happened then?
Oh. They jumped. Papa tried to kill me, and they jumped.
Who jumped?
My brother and my wife. They jumped off the cliff at the Spalding plantation.
No, I don't understand.
No, we gotta go find them. Don't you understand? You guys need to be involved in this now. We have to find them.
Okay, we are doing everything we can, I promise. But I need some more facts. Now, you must go back a little. Now, what cliffs? In which Spalding plantation?
I went to the library at the Abbey and I found a map. And on the map it says Spalding Plantation, and I went there looking for my brother and my wife, and they were there. But there was also Susan Piper, the woman I told you about, and this other guy, John Young. And they were shooting at my brother and my wife, and I hollered to warn them. And Piper turned around and shot me. And just when she turned around to do that, I saw them jump off the cliff.
Did they escape?
I don't know. They could have drowned, for all I know. That's why we gotta go and get them.
Okay. I will send a search party out immediately.
If you listen to me to begin with, we wouldn't have to do this now.
I am sorry, sir. We could not have prevented this. But I did take you seriously.
Well, what'd you do about it?
Well, I wired ahead to the States for some information. Is this the lady?
Yeah. Find her. Stop her.
I'll put an APB out on her and her companion, and I will search the island for your wife and your brother.
We'll get my clothes, because we gotta find them right now. Doc,
Good. Mr. Regan.
See them.
You check the reservations. I'm gonna check the terminal. Claire! Ramsey! Okay? All right, come on. Come on. Over here. Come on, you'll be fine. That's a girl. Come on, Patrick. I know, it's okay.
Don't call me!
You're right.
Don't come home!
I know. It's okay.
With those guys in the car!
I know, it's okay.
Roger! Where are these guys? What have they done?
There's no way you can leave the hospital with
I have to help them locate my brother and my wife.
Mr. Reardon, listen to the doctor now. Stay here. I will do everything I can to find your family.
What about Piper?
I will put an APB out on her. But other than that, there's no more I can do.
No. That's not right. There is. She's got connections down here. It's about time we found out what they were.
What kind of connections?
I don't know exactly. I can arrange a meeting with the head of Victoria Sugar. I bet we'll be able to find out.
It's pretty wild. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. No, it's okay.
Straight ahead, excuse me, sir. To your right? That's right. Okay, sure. Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Now, would you like to put your coat in the overhead compartment? No, thanks. I'll hold it on that. Let me show you how to put on your seatbelt.
Oh, that's okay. I can take care of that. Thanks.
If you need anything, just let me know.
All right, thank you very much.
How long are you going to be in New York?
We're not really sure.
Have a good trip.
Thank you very much. Okay, how you doing? Okay?
Okay.
Here, wait, put your seatbelt for you. Okay? All right, I just fold this up over. Okay.
I've never flown before.
I know, you're gonna love it.
What's it like?
Fun? It's great. Mostly. It's good. I mean, there's some things about it that are kind of scary. Actually, there's, well, I guess I should tell you, there's one thing about it that can be a little terrifying. I probably should have told you about this before, but, well, there is that moment in every flight when you come face to face with the great unknown, and you're confronted with online food.
You're so funny.
Take it. Let's keep tasting. You won't think it's so fun.
I bet. Wish I could see where you take off.
Well, you will on the way back.
comfortable? Is that too tight for you? Yeah. Shouldn't be long. What's the matter? Hey.
My purse.
What about it?
It's not here.
Well, it's okay. It's probably just on the seat back.
No. I know where I left it.
Where?
It's in the ladies' room. It's got my wallet, my money, my identification, it's got everything.
All right, we got a few minutes here. Over.
How could it be so dumb?
You just relax. It's not a big deal. I'll be right back. Will you stay here? Calm down. Calm down.
Excuse me, sir.
I'm going to go back to the terminal.
Exactly, just
The
about
young lady that I'm with left her purse in the ladies' room. It's got her identification and everything in it. I got to be back. She's very upset, okay? I'll just be a couple minutes, all right?
All right, I'll talk to the
Thank you very
captain,
much.
but...
Now listen. She's blind. She needs Neely. There's nobody waiting for her at the alien, so don't leave without me. You promise?
Yes, I'll wait.
Okay, thank you.
Hurry!
I will. I'll be just a second.
Spaulding, S-P-A-U-L-D-I-N-G, and what'd you say the name? Rain.
R-A-I-N-E-S. Flight 472 to Chicago. Departing at 8:07.
Oh, yeah, here they are, Mr. P. Spaulding.
Blue Jack,
Steve
come here, quick. What? I was right, we found
On
them.
the flight to Kennedy.
When is it leaving?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. It's too late to board. The plane's out on the runway now.
Is there any way to keep the plane on the ground?
Oh, I don't think so.
It's very important.
Well, we can radio the pilot, and he can get a message to...
I
whoever
don't
needs-
want to get a message. I want those people off the plane.
Well, I'm sorry. There's nothing else that I can do. Now, perhaps you can contact the authorities in New York City.
Yes, to your superior, please.
If you would like to dial, keep it right in. It's extension 472. Oh, my God. Who's Beth? She's on a plane waiting for me. We're going to New York together. Beth ain't going nowhere. Blue Jack, you can't stop. So this phone, I've had about enough of you, man.
Philip! Blue Jack!
Finally. Is there any word?
Well, I'm sorry to report I have not located your brother or your wife, Mr. Reardon.
This island can't be that big.
Now, wait a minute.
Wait a minute, Mr.
What do you think you're doing?
I'm getting dressed. I'll go find him myself. And you do that by starting at the top with Victoria Tamerlane. Now, let me out of here. Hold on.
See? Uh-huh. Calm now, please. Try and calm down. We're doing everything we can.
Tell me you're doing that. You haven't talked to Victoria Tamerlane yet, have you?
You know I can't do that, Mr. Reardon.
Why not? You're the police, aren't you? And don't you have reason to believe that Victoria Sugar, maybe Tamerlane herself, is involved with Susan Piper in this murder?
But you don't know that for sure. Now, do you?
Why are you guys so afraid to talk to this woman?
This is a very busy woman we are talking about.
My wife and my brother are missing. And there's a known murderer running around this island. She may have him tied up someplace if she hasn't murdered him already. Now, considering the circumstances, I think the woman might spring a couple of minutes to talk to us.
You're simply not understanding. This is a very powerful woman we are speaking of. If we try to involve her in some kind of scandal, do you know what might...
Scandal? What the hell difference does some kind of scandal make? Two people's lives are at stake here. Look, if you don't want to be involved with this fight, just find me someone who will listen to me before Susan Piper kills somebody else.
Amy, I don't want to hurt you, but I got a plane to catch.
You get on that plane and I'll see that Beth hears that tape.
You're not going to use the tape, India.
Why not?
I know you too well, India. You're not the kind of woman that has to lower herself to using blackmail to give you an answer. You're too beautiful and you're much too private.
Yeah, and I'm going to be Mrs. Philip Spaulding.
That is not possible, India.
Oh, I'm afraid it's entirely possible.
No, it's not. I love Beth. Once and for all, you gotta understand that. I love Beth Raines. Even with everything that's happened the past few months, that has never changed.
I love you, Philip, and I'm going to be your wife.
No.
Beth is going to be my wife, India.
We will see.
All right, wait a minute. Look. Do you remember that night that we had dinner at the country club? When we really opened up to each other?
Oh, God.
When we talked about our childhoods. And how empty they had been. And how much that hurt us.
Yeah, I remember.
Beth is the one that changed that for me. She turned 18 years of loneliness and isolation into happiness for me. In her, I finally had somebody that I could care about and really love, that cared about me. Somebody that I could share all of those dreams and those hopes and feelings that for 18 years had just been shoved aside by anybody that I cared anything about. She changed everything for me. And that's why even with everything that's happened this past year, the one thing that has remained constant in my life is my love for that girl. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how to explain this to you, India. If you told me that night how much you loved your father, well, I love my father too. And one day I found out that all my life my father had belied me about who I was and where I came from. And when I found that out, I hit the bottom. I didn't know who to trust, who to go to. I didn't care about anything. That was there for me. She didn't lie to me. She didn't come up to me and say, hey, it's okay. She just put her arms around me, and she just let me cry for a long, long time. Don't you understand? That's something I can't explain to you. That's the way we are with each other, and that's why I love her so much. Now, I lost her, India, once, because I felt that I had to marry somebody else. And you gotta understand that I just can't let that happen again.
How do you think Beth is going to feel when she finds out that you're responsible for her blindness?
She's not gonna find out. Because I'll give you anything you want in exchange for that tape.
I want you.
You can't have me, India. I'm sorry. I don't love you. Don't you see how ridiculous it is? You deserve to have somebody with you for the rest of your life that loves you and cares about you. It's not me. But he's out there somewhere. All you gotta do is find him. There's a guy out there who will move heaven and earth to make you happy. Somebody that will love you the way I love Beth. Find him. That's all you gotta do. No, you don't even have to do that. You can just stay here and dream about him, and he'll find you. Just the way I found Beth. Love isn't really a matter of chance, India.
You really love that girl, don't you?
I love her more than anything in the world. And it's funny, because if you hadn't done what you did with that tape, I don't think that we'd be here right now. And for that, I really thank you. Telling me to calm down, man. You want to see me calm, go talk to Victoria Tamerlane.
Okay, we will take it under consideration, but for now, will you lie back, get some rest?
Foster, see you a minute.
Wonderful. Barbados' own Doubting Thomas here in the flesh.
Now, it just so happens Sergeant Everton is the one conducting the search on the cliffs for your wife and brother. You find anything?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
He's afraid he found
We
something.
found the body of a man about half-mile offshore. He died of a bullet wound.
Jimmy?
No, wait, Mr. Riordan. It wasn't your brother. The man was Bayesian.
Do they know who he was?
Yes, we have positive identification. He was a man named Gordon Harris.
Harris, eh?
An employee of Victoria Sugar. And according to ballistics, the bullet that killed him was come from the same gun that wounded Mr. Riordan.
That's Piper's gun. Now, do you have enough evidence to connect Susan Piper with Victoria Sugar?
Buster, you can't ignore this. You gotta do something, man. The longer you put this off, the longer a murderer is free to run loose here and kill again and again and again.
I know it's hard losing your wife and brother like this, Mr. Reardon, but...
Wait a minute. Where do you get off thinking they're dead? They're missing. They're not dead.
Mr. Reardon, those cliffs are notorious on the island. A jump from them alone is dangerous, but with this Piper shooting at them...
They're not dead!
I know this must be rough for you to take.
They're still alive.
Mr. Reardon, please.
You know, all of a sudden, I figured out why you guys aren't doing anything.
Mr.
You
Reardon...
got yourselves all convinced they're already dead, so what the hell's the matter with... Why bother hurrying, right?
Mr. Reardon...
See, the only way I'm going to get anything done here is to do it myself. Well, that's fine. Nurse! I want to get out of here!
Be reasonable, Mr. Reardon. We're doing everything we can, believe.
You're not doing anything because you're scared. Well, that's fine. I'm not. And I don't care how powerful Victoria Tamerlane is, I'm going to see that Susan Piper rots in jail for the rest of her life. Nurse!
What do you mean to your friends now?
Well, I told you, these two guys are from Victoria's Sugar. Now, come on, let's go for a ride.
No! Fletcher! I'm not going anywhere like this, thank you very much. I have made an absolute fool of myself, screaming like a banshee. Now you want me to go for a drive? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? No! Kimasabi Tanto, do not go!
Now, listen to me. These are the two guys who can take us to the woman who can help us nail Piper, Victoria. Okay, guys. Take us to your leader.
Sorry, miss, but your man isn't back yet. We're going to have to leave without him. I know. Please wait for me. I know I may have to go. Please wait. Here you are.
I'm sorry. Thank you very much.
Just in time. The car's about ready to
very much.
Take your seat right away. Passenger seat.
I'm in. Here you go.
Oh, thank you. What took you so long? Was there a problem?
No problem at all.
As a matter of fact, we're not going to have any more problems at all, Beth.
Damn it. Got away.
I'll let him get away this time. I'll get him back. Count on it.
This has been Guiding Light. Provided by Marriott Sam Lord's Castle Barbados Resort. Production assistance provided by the Barbados Board of Tourism.